Hey everybody, it's Richard Unicorn Caller, and boy do I got a video for you. So last time I made a video addressing some concerns I saw on my timelines that had to concern with the team up kiosk and the skeleton key bosses, but also critical. And so from what we've seen, apparently the street mobs have been critical, or a lot of people have seen a change in critical, and you guys are right on the money. Critical has indeed been changed, and it's still being changed. So I got the receipts of everything that happened in chronological order. We're just going to jump right into it. So, starting in from the maintenance on April 27th, this was going to be the maintenance to basically help out the whole Mac OS issues. Now again, if you're still having trouble with Mac OS issues, just leave a comment below and I'll see if I can try and help you out with all of that. And so if you click on the forum post, it doesn't really say anything else with the patch. The only thing it mentions is that obviously that there's been a fix applied so that you can better play on Mac OS login issues and stuff like that. Basically, it's just a little patch for that, right? You know, it doesn't really say anything else. So, fast forward to that, to the April 27th now, Atmoplex. This is the person that does the data mining and leakers, so huge shout out to whoever this is. They usually do all the leaks and stuff like that, but they also go within the patch notes to basically tell us the patch notes. They go inside the patches and they tell us what has changed, and then they tell us the Orthrus amulet's been fixed, rank 1v1 PvP queue times have been adjusted, and this one is important. The base crit divisor changed from 100 to 185, and now the crit scaler division from 3 to 2. He goes on to further explain that to those interested, it seems likely that the maximum critical chance is determined by the player's level divided by the base crit divisor. Now this means that as a level 140, which is the max rank level, the highest critical chance you can possibly get is 140/185, or better known as 76%. So if you're, the maximum you can go is 76%. That's it. You can't go like 100%, right? It doesn't matter how much critical you have. That is the max base total. So then what happens? A bunch of people start calling them out, or a bunch of people just start noticing this. Like, oh, I can't even solo quest anymore. This is awful. Like, I'm having difficulties doing this and stuff like that. It's overall just a sticky situation. And honestly, the thing, I'm not even mad about the whole critical change or whatever they want to do with critical. I'm just kind of mad, upset about this whole secrecy. I don't know, like, what's with the secrecy with no patches, right? Now, that was from a data miner, right? That wasn't from, like, an official Wizard101 source of any sort. That's usually where I go to get most of the patches, because Wizard101 never does it themselves, you know. They do all these server maintenance repeatedly, but they never tell you what's changing or what they did change. And they never really told us about this whole critical change. And personally for me, I did see it. I didn't notice that I wasn't getting criticals as often. I was like, huh, like that's kind of strange. I did not know, like, I was a little confused at first. But now I kind of understand why everybody is having trouble solo questing, and I honestly feel bad for people that are still questing, because this just came out of nowhere, right? Like, you would expect them to give us like a heads up or a notice, be like, hey, we kind of tweaked critical a little bit for the PvE content, and now street mobs are getting critical now, and it's just like, I would really like a heads up, man, because I was in dark mode the other day. Yo, some of them storm wizards were getting kind of roughed up, but again, it's just like, I kind of would love a heads up. I don't know, that's just how I play a lot of video games. Like, I play Borderlands 3, and play Genshin Impact, play Division 2. You know, I just play a lot of stuff. I play Apex Legends. You know, I read the patch notes for Apex Legends. They show you, with all these games, they show you the patch notes. They show you the rundown of all the fixes and stuff like that whenever they're doing a patch note or a maintenance. But when it comes to Wizard, I feel like they have never really shared some detail. They never even told us that you can't even go into Winterbane or Midnight Sun Pagoda anymore through the castle tours. Now you either have to own those gauntlets, or you have to have a friend that has those gauntlets, right? They never told anybody that. You just had to go in and find out for yourself, and a lot of people were kind of disappointed for that. That used to be a really fun little farming area for those who didn't have membership, a fun little place to get some mega snacks. It was just a nice place to gather, especially with no membership. And now coming in with all these reports about critical, I'm sitting here playing Apex, and I'm like, oh no, what's happening? So then I gotta get on the laptop, make a video addressing the critical change, because nobody at Wizard101 apparently wants to tell us about the whole critical change, right? I don't think it really matters about secrecy or not. I think people are gonna thrash on the whole critical change overall, because if you're not getting critical and you have like 700, right, that's ridiculous to me. I mean, personally, for me, I think it still needs a little bit of a touch-up, but this isn't test realm. This is the live servers, so you're gonna be pissing off a little bit more people than like 3 to 4. Rather, it will be on test realm, right? You're gonna be talking about the whole community. So when the whole community told me that critical changed, I was like, huh? What? Like, what you talking about? I didn't notice anything. I was playing Apex. So, fast forward, the Wizard101 dev account has made an official statement talking about the whole critical change. I'll try to translate it for you. Regarding PvE critical block, since our update to the crit and block system, mobs have, due to a bug, I wish they told us that, not been properly integrated in the system. Players have been critting at a 95% rate for nearly ×2 damage, while mobs have not been critting or blocking. Our most recent update fixed this bug from the mob side, and they began critting and blocking again. Although players on test run reported that mobs were working as intended, we had no reports of any problems with the crit and block settings for mobs. However, once these settings went live, many players were unprepared with little or no block gear for mobs critting. We estimate that mobs were suddenly getting a ×1.35 or more crits versus players. Progress was blocked for those players. As we were already in the process of an update, we adjusted the crit and block settings to reduce the impact of crit overall. We have heard your feedback and will make further changes to the mob stats and the crit and block settings ASAP to fine-tune the PvE play. You know, the funny thing is they never told us any of this. Like, this is still a surprise to me. Like, y'all could have just said that you were tweaking the crit and block settings with the Mac update. Like, you could have just put that in the patch. Like, you could... Look, the person watching this video can make patch notes. Anybody can write words. You could have just done that. Okay. Anyway, it is important to remember that players and mobs share the same crit and block system. Changes go both ways. Mobs use their own stats, which are much lower than player stats. But if you, the player, if you want more crit chance and crit multiplier, then mobs will get it too. Wizard101 devs. So, that is their statement, talking about critical and the block lately and just everything else happening with that. So hopefully that answers some of your questions. Again, I just really wish they can just keep us informed. Like, they've done so many of these patch notes, or they've done so many of these patches, these maintenances and updates, but they never tell us what has changed throughout that update. So hopefully next time, if they want to adjust critical, hey, maybe like a little announcement saying we have readjusted critical or something like that. Maybe that would be cool, right? You know, maybe that would be cool. Then people could begin questing, or at least quote unquote be prepared with some block gear. Which I gotta say, you know, there's not really much block gear. You know, mainly for me as a life wizard, I have some block gear. Like, what is it? The robe I have, the Uber Sweetsmith, it has some block. It has some critical block. And I've noticed I've been blocking a lot. But that's on my healing gear. On my damage gear, I really don't have much block gear. I want to keep my damage stats with my robes and stuff like that. So, I don't know what they're talking about. But, again, I just want transparency. I don't even care what they do with the damage, or resist, or the critical, or, hey, even outgoing. I don't care what they do with any stats. I would just like to be informed of when you're tweaking them, so I can make a video on that, and so people can stay up to date on the patch notes and just overall see what's happening with the game. Because remember, this isn't test room anymore. These are the live servers. Alright, you're gonna have a big impact on more players, alright? And honestly, with the crit and block changes, it just makes people not want to play anymore. Like, honestly, you're solo questing and you keep dying by street mobs now. Like, I don't know, it just makes you not want to play anymore. And if you have a large amount of critical and you're not getting criticals, like, I don't know, it just doesn't make you want to keep progressing in the game anymore. So hopefully they fix that. Because personally for me, if I was solo questing as a life and I wasn't getting any criticals, I'd be pretty upset too. I'd probably leave and play something else. But yeah, that's how I feel. I just want transparency. I don't care what they do with critical. I don't care if they want to keep experimenting with it. I just want transparency. I just want you guys to tell everybody what you guys are doing. That's all I want, nothing more. My name is Richard Unicorn Caller. Again, I will keep you guys updated on... I'll try to keep you guys updated if they even give us any updates or patches. I don't know what's with the secrecy. Just please, with the transparency, just tell us, please. We're trying to help you. We're trying to help everybody else. My name is Richard Unicorn Caller. I'll see you guys later. Peace out, and thank you for watching.